Hey guys, it's Stephanie 1111 Witchy Babe, and I'm here today with your Cancer reading for November. And this is going to be for all Cancer placements, not just Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if you have any Cancer in your chart, there could be messages in this reading for you. If you are Cancer Sun, make sure you check out your chart and check out the rest of the readings for your placements because that applies for all of the readings this month. Before I get started with this message that I'm going to give you guys is if you want to book a personal reading, I have reopened the shop. I know yesterday on my videos I said that it's closed, but I'm deciding to open it now. I am putting a stipulation that I do need upwards to a week in order to get back to you, just as I'm still dealing with some scheduling issues. But I'm going to reopen shop and I'm going to go ahead and discount all the readings. So this would be the time if you've been thinking about booking with me to go ahead and do that. And thank you for all the people that have been very patient waiting, especially those I had to reimburse that already had scheduled readings as my life went to heck. Thank you so much for your support and your understanding and all of that. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm doing these readings a little bit different this month. I've been told to do a channeled message and using this deck, the Vintage Wisdom Oracles by Victoria Mosley, in case people are interested, to start off the reading. And then I will go into the normal tarot reading in regards to, specific things, relationships, finances, spiritual stuff. So but let's go ahead and just get this message. So this is not going to be for everyone. This is just going to be for those it resonates with. And this is going to be, just what you need to know. It's not necessarily what's happening this month. It's just some information you need to know. So we had abundance come out and we also have ancestors. What I'm seeing here is I'm kind of getting the energy that some of you guys have I just heard mediumship. There's some mediumship stuff that's coming through for some that are listening now. And it's like a lot. So if you're having a lot of very strange things happen, if you're seeing things out of the corner of your eye, if you're having dreams or you're having just situations happen that don't make any sense to you, it could be your mediumship skills starting to really kind of come out. There's like this strong, and with Cancer, there's always this strong connection with family, but there's a strong connection, I feel, in particular with your ancestors trying to connect with you in a different way than you have. If you've had that connection, like, if you regularly deal with your guides and, some of them are your ancestors, it's beyond that. There's some sort of mediumship coming through, and they're trying to help you with that. This is something that, for those that it resonates with, is going to be helping them on their career path. Maybe some of you will become professional mediums because of this, or there could be some of you that you use whatever information you're getting from the interactions that you're having with spirits in order to assist you on I'm getting some connection with your profession, like it's going to help you. So that's all I'm getting. Very short message compared to the other ones. But that's good. You know what? I just did Gemini. So if you have Gemini placements, man, Gemini's reading was so hard. I'm really hoping you guys got a good one because I don't want to do another reading like that. It actually made me feel physically sick and I had to take a breather and get my stomach to relax. So let's go ahead and dive into this, which we have one coming up already. But I didn't ask a question, so I'm not going to take that card. So what's going on with Cancers in November? What is the general energy for Cancer energy for November? The Moon. Well, that's perfect since that's your guys' card. Okay. So the Moon coming out tells me a couple of things. It's potentially a very emotional month for you. The other thing that I feel it's connected with is that there's some things coming to light. There's information coming to light that you weren't aware of. This also could be that mediumship coming through and you're becoming aware of it. There's something huge with that. So that could be more in the collective than I really feel. Like what I normally would say with that opening message. What's coming to light? 9 of Pentacles. So that's a good energy to be in. The 9 of Pentacles is this, self-secure, providing for yourself, being okay by yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, really, I feel. There could be situations that come to light that I'm hearing like kind of force you into that energy where you know you're the one that has to take care of yourself. But I feel for the most part, this is just kind of illuminating that. Like there's an illumination of how you, I just heard like you're good enough for you. So that's something I feel that somebody needs to hear. Like somebody's feeling like they are not good enough for it to be even them. Like they're just not worth. I mean, maybe some of you are suicidal. Maybe some of you are just not even feeling like you're worth being here. But something shows you how you need to be good on your own and how you are good enough to take care of yourself and that you don't need somebody else. You don't need the emotional support of somebody else or the physical support of somebody else in order to take care of yourself. And so sometimes those situations happen and they are not like, they're really hard to deal with, like with the external event that creates that energy. But it also could just be, it might not be external. It could just be how you end up starting to feel, where you're like, you know what, I got this. Like I can take care of myself. I can get myself through these hard moments in life. I am my best friend. I am like, I'm good enough for me. I'm good enough. So that's that. I just keep getting that. There's just this self-awareness that comes through. The other thing I'm going to tie this into is that an original message about mediumship skills coming through. That if that's coming through with connected with these cards, I feel like it does gain you the ability to financially take care of yourself or to treat yourself if you're already financially taking care of yourself. Because that 9 of Pentacles is the treat yourself energy too. All right, what is going on here? The 4 of Pentacles. So this is, yeah, you're bringing yourself security. You're bringing yourself security. Something potentially external happens that makes you see that. So that could be something that causes pain. I did, while shuffling, see the 3 of Swords. So I will take that into consideration, that some of you might be going through some loss of relationship. And this would be a romantic relationship, one that you either emotionally or financially or both rely on that other person. And however, it's like we don't have any of the big, well, we'll see when we get to relationships. So far, we don't have any of the big like heartbreak, pain cards coming out. Yes, you might be emotional about it, but at the same time, you're like, you know what? I got this. Like, I'm good. I'm fine with me. So I just feel like there's this security within yourself and understanding of yourself coming through this month. So what's the big lesson for Cancer energy this month? The Star. So we have the Moon and the Star. So the big lesson is for you to find hope and and let me pull this back to the mediumship. Like, I feel like for some of you guys, you've always felt different and you've always felt like more in tune and more connected than other people. And like that happening, like if it coming through on like a almost tangible level where you're like having full visuals or you're having full conversations with spirits and you're getting information and you're in that, you're really totally opened up to that part of you. It gives you a new inspiration in regards to yourself as a whole, because you always knew it was there. And then you're like, wow, like I just thought I was crazy all those years, or I just thought this or that. And it's like, it's this inspiration, and it's almost like this star to me is coming across as like a fool card almost, in a way, where you're stepping into something that's somewhat unknown, but it inspires you at such a deep soul level that it's just there's just a sensation of like, there's just, I don't even know. I can't describe the sensation that I'm getting right now. It's just, it really kind of just blows your whole world up in a positive way. And it like really brings in some security to yourself and your sanity. Which you would normally think if somebody has their mediumship skills busting wide open, you're going to feel absolutely insane. But for those that this is applying to, this is going to be people that already kind of have the inkling that this is happening to them. It's coming through to you guys hard this month. For some of you, it might have started around Halloween. You might have started to have experiences around that time. That's what I'm hearing. Otherwise, if the mediumship is not applying to you, this is going to be just the change that you have, and this energetic change that you're going into in November. It really inspires you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. It really, even if it is heartbreak or whatever, it really is pushing you to make some sort of change, that you want to be a different person. You want to be a better person. Maybe you're the cause of whatever goes down and you realize that, and you really want to change. Or maybe you realize that you walked into kind of a bad situation, and you didn't listen to your intuition, and that makes you really, it's still that same, like, I knew it, but I didn't really know it, so I thought I was crazy. That energy of thinking you're crazy is dissolving this month. You're going to be so firm in your knowing of what you're seeing and experiencing. Even if you don't really know what you're seeing and experiencing, you'll know that it's like, okay, this is happening. I'm not like imagining it. I just don't really understand what it is yet, but I will get there because XYZ has happened, and I knew that was going to happen, and I got the signs, and I just didn't understand how to put it together yet. It's like putting together one puzzle and then like putting together and like knowing you can do another type thing. All right. Let me get one more card for lessons. Yeah, you're learning. And so this came out reversed, and I'm actually going to take it reversed, though I don't read many reversals. You're learning to let down your walls and your guard, and it's not necessarily with other people, which some of it could be, but you're learning to let it down with yourself. You're learning to let yourself out more. Again, I have this just strong sense of self for you guys. Okay, let's take a look at relationships, since, usually they're involved somehow in some of these external events that help push you into this energy. Oops, shoot. I don't want to take all these cards. I'm not taking them all. We're going to reshuffle. Relationships for Cancer energy, please. What's going on there? All right, this card wants to come out. This one fell out. So this is good. We got the Four of Wands. So this is a very happy energy. This is a card that we want to see. So I think that, let's get another card. Let's make sure like it's not Four of Wands followed up by, Three of Swords. And it will change the meaning of the card. Oh, yeah. All right, well, I'm glad that I said that, because we did get kind of a change. If you're learning tarot, yes, you need to memorize the cards and their meanings, but the most important thing besides building your intuition and your connection with source and meditation and all that, but is to understand that the cards just don't mean like that's just it. Like, the information you get is by the cards and all of how they come together and what's touching what, and there's a lot more than just the card and its meaning. And so when you're combining the Four of Wands and the Eight of Cups, it's letting me know regarding a relationship that there is something that you potentially are walking away from. Now, that doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. So let's go ahead and see. And this could play out differently for different people. Okay, so this is what you're walking away from in regards to relationships. If you are in a relationship, you're walking away from some sort of like fantasy in regards to that relationship. Maybe it's a fantasy. For some people, you could actually be walking away from a relationship, but for the most part, I feel like it's like you're getting more realistic about the relationship. You're getting more realistic about your home and like your security with that person. You're getting more realistic about who they are as a person, is what I'm hearing. If you are talking to somebody, if you're not actually in an established relationship, but you're trying to work towards that, you could be walking away from that individual because you're starting to see that they are not going to be that Four of Wands. They're not going to be that security, that home, that person. They're not going to be that person because it was an illusion. And there is this pain and regret that goes with Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups energy is walking away from something and you kind of don't want to. And there's a lot of kind of loss that comes with that. But the thing is that you were just walking away from a fantasy. It was not what you thought it was, if that's going to apply to you. And if you are in a relationship, or even if you're talking to somebody, maybe you're just walking away from a fantasy of being able to immediately be this happy family unit. Maybe that's not what it's going to take more work. Maybe there'll be other things that have to be done and it's not going to be coming together like that for you. So there's definitely just this, there's letting go of illusions and facing reality and what actually needs to be done. Let's go ahead, and what I'm hearing again is this morning I was actually reading about the number 8. And one thing I never knew that was connected with the number 8 is karma, which I guess it makes sense because it's eight is kind of like a number of duality in a way, with its shape and its two sides and it's never ending. Like, you can draw an 8 forever and it's flipped upside down. Or flipped on its side. It's a symbol, the infinity symbol. But there's something about karma in this situation. So maybe it's a karmic partner. Maybe it's a karmic event with a soul partner. That can happen. You can have karmic events happen within soul relationships where you're still learning lessons from one another, or getting, dealing with karma that has been built up. And that's not when I talk about karma, I'm talking about past life karma. I'm not talking about what you've done in this life. So that could definitely be a part of this as well, because that was sticking out to me. So let's jump over to finances. What's the financial energy for Cancers this month? 2 of Cups. Ace of Swords. I don't really like to see cups and finances, but I'm not going to really get too upset with this because it's all about balance and the Ace of Swords. So I feel like your finances are balancing out. If you've been having some tough times, then things are going, I feel like you're going to have enough money to pay the bills. You're not going to be struggling. You're not going to have any losses financially. And what actually comes from this energy this month of getting balance within your finances is some insight. It's some clarity on how to generate more financial abundance for yourself. So you are likely going to be getting an idea. And what did I say for the mediumship? That you might be getting information from that gift that helps you financially. And that's either because you're going to become a professional medium, or because you're going to be getting insight from the spirits on how to improve your financial standing. But in the meantime, for this month, before that energy comes in, you will be just finding balance. So, maybe going over your bills. And I just heard your subscriptions. So go over your subscriptions and see what you don't like. If you have, I think a lot of us have a lot of subscriptions that we forget about, that are like these little, $2.99, $3.99, maybe even the more expensive ones that we just don't really like. Oh crap, we're still paying for that. Go through and look through all that stuff is what I'm hearing. That will help you bring balance more. You might be able to make some cuts that you don't even it's just you literally throwing the money away. It's nothing that you use. So definitely take a look at situations like that, little things. Otherwise, it just might be a call to, if you are spending a little bit too much, reel it back in and find balance. But nothing heavy there. Very actually some good energy coming through. So let's go ahead and take a look at the spiritual message. Emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. I feel like that is directly connected in with my initial message of this ancestors and abundance energy. There's something spiritually happening, and it's something that you just kind of have to, for some it might not be mediumship, it could be other skills coming through. You just need to experience it and take it a step at a time in regards to that stuff. Don't try to look at it like a child. Look at it you don't need to analyze it to figure out how it's possible. You don't need to figure out the science behind it, or you don't need to go into any of that kind of stuff. Just let the experiences happen. Don't be afraid of them. Soak them in and see what comes from it. And if you get information, take that information as fact, as truth, as the Ace of Swords. Okay? So, let's get one advice card. But this is overall the energy, guys, that I'm feeling. Oh, and the Magician fell out. The Magician tells you that the Magician is such an awesome card to see as advice and kind of rounding up this month, that you I feel like some good things are coming for you guys, truly, in this month maybe, but definitely in the going in the future and next month, because you guys are have some divine energy coming down to assist you. But more than that, it's like you're learning how to alchemize things. You're learning alchemy. You're learning how to take negative situations and learn the lessons and transmute them into positivity. And that's not saying like be positive always. I am so against toxic positivity. I will go on a huge rant about being positive all the time. It is toxic and it's not good. I'm not saying being negative is good either, but it's called balance. And if things suck, then let them suck. Let the energy flow through you. Cry, get that shit out, but don't be toxically positive where that's all you can be at all times or you're bad or wrong. Like that's no, 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 no. But you're learning how to process your emotions, how to feel them, like really feel them, get them out and alchemize them into something that's beneficial to you. And that's what the magician does. The magician has all the elements and is able to create with them. And so you are being told to create this month. You're being told to step into your magician energy, to accept whatever gifts come down to you, if that's mediumship, if that's claircognizance, if that's, clairaudience, any of the clairs, whatever it is, if that's something that doesn't really have a name and you're discovering it and maybe you're the first person to experience it. Who knows? Like we all have these different gifts that come out in different ways. Whatever the case is, you're being called to really harness it and use it, not to be scared of it and step into a real magician. Be the magician, step into that energy. So this is a really beautiful reading, I feel, especially compared to the last one. So if you if you know any Geminis or you have anybody that's Gemini close to your life, I'm going to suggest you head over and listen to my Gemini reading, because they need to be warned that it's a tough time this month, because it just was rough. But this reading the energy is light, it's airy, it's positive, it's, I don't feel uncomfortable, even with that having to, potentially walk away from a relationship. I feel like that's a situation that it's either mostly playing out for people where you're just having to walk away from some illusions in regards to the relationship and what it's actually going to look like, and you're not actually leaving it. It's transforming into something else. So that can be kind of like, some people maybe, leaving that new relationship excitement and settling more into a regular routine. And being like having to realize that, okay, relationships change. It's not always going to be like this, and holding on to that illusion that it can always be like this. But for others that are actually walking away, I feel like you already know that that's going to be happening, and it's not going to be a big blow to you emotionally at all. Okay, so that's your guys' reading. Thank you so much for listening to this. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know what your placements are. I love to hear that. And I will see you next time.